Good morning. We continue talking about Zechira, remembering. Very strange in this country. There is one thing that you're supposed to remember in the United States. There's a few things to never forget. But when it comes to remember, there's only one thing that you're supposed to remember. And for some reason, history has forgotten it. But it's one thing that we're always told to remember, and that is remember the Alamo. Remember the Alamo. That is what we were always told to remember. And just like that, history is making us forget it, trying to be censored, and there we go. But you're supposed to remember the Alamo. Now, people have no idea what the Alamo is, what the Alamo was. If Americans are supposed to remember the Alamo, you'd imagine the Alamo was probably some major victory of the United States, and they crushed their enemies. And remember the Alamo never started up with the United States. But the truth is, the Alamo was a massacre of the Americans. The Texans were fighting against the Mexicans, and they were in a convent, some sort of religious place called the Alamo. They made it as their fortress, and they waited, and an unknown person of Mexican heritage that nobody ever remembers till this day, who has like 19 names in his name, he wiped them all out, massacred them all, and never paid for it. That is remember the Alamo. It's very much like this country. This country, it's very easy to remember terrible things. All we talk about in this country is trauma. Trauma means something terrible happened to me, and I always have to remember it. It's always going to be a part of my life. But when it comes to good things, nobody ever says, oh my gosh, I'm so traumatized. That amazing, incredible thing that happened to me, it never goes out of my mind. I'm always constantly responding to the good, beautiful thing that happened to me, and I'm always constantly remembering. It keeps a smile on my face constantly. Rather, it's remember the Alamo. Always remember the horrible, most terrible thing that happened to you, and I'm never going to forget that, and it's going to stick with me forever, and it's going to modify my behavior. It's not the Jewish way. The Jewish way is remember the beautiful, amazing times. When we come to the Purim story, you know how many terrible things happened at the time of the Purim story? And yet the whole Purim is all about remembering all the beautiful parts. Hanukkah. It was 8 days of beautiful parts and 5 years of terrible, horrible massacres. My sister likes to say that every Jewish holiday is, they tried to kill us, we survived, let's eat. And that's what a Jewish holiday is. Focusing on the positive, focusing on the beautiful. There's a pasuk, idea that we say in Uval Yisrael, and a few people could stay for this would be nice. But there's a pasuk there, a line that we say in Uval Yisrael, and we say that the good times, when we have incredible, positive, happy times, we should hold on to it forever. Shomer Zayis Le'olam, we should hold on to it forever. I was buying an offer for Rosh Shabbos, and the person who was celebrating the offer has a very, very difficult life and a lot of transformation in his life. Very, very difficult. A lot of things. But we pack offeros, Shabbos Shebrachos, Chasnas, we pack it full of simcha. So when a person has difficult times in the future, he can always tap into it and have the happy times. Remember, not the Alamo, remember the beautiful times, remember the happy times. Everyone should have a day full of bracha v'atzlacha.